Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So I decided to have a few days off, and when I come back, so much information has been released. So I thought it would be a good idea to create a web series called the DC Summary, and this will be a weekly series where I go through all the DC news that doesn't need to go into detail in one video. So this episode will be a straight to the point type video so we can get through all the news without wasting your time. So here we go. The first is that Zack and Deborah Snyder have signed a 2-year contract with Netflix. This comes from The Hollywood Reporter, who had an exclusive interview with the couple. The article confirms that there will be an Army of the Dead 2, with that universe expanding with prequels and anime series. Both Zack and Deborah are delighted to be working with Netflix as both parties have mutual respect for each other. With this deal lasting for at least 2 years, we would be looking at 2023 as the earliest time we could see the Snyderverse being produced. But the negotiations can happen in mid-2022, when the Discovery merger is finalised, as Discovery did put the Snyder Cut as one of their IPs that they saw as valuable. So they are aware and interested in it. The next piece of news is from Collider, and they report that Michael B. Jordan is reportedly developing his own Black Superman project for Hbomax. This will be with Val Zod and not with Kal-El, which was speculated earlier this year. Michael B. Jordan will produce and possibly star in the series, but he hasn't officially committed to that. Jordan did say 2 years ago on an interview with Oprah that he would want to play Calvin Ellis and not Clark Kent. However, this article states that the story would be with Val Zod. The controversial part of this news is that this article was released just after Ray Fisher tweeted out about Walter Hamada, the president of DC. Now, if you don't know, Walter Hamada allegedly tried to hide the racist abuse Ray Fisher and others suffered on the Justice League reshoots. So, Ray Fisher is asking for an apology from Walter Hamada, who has been silent. The interesting thing is that every time Ray Fisher has tweeted out about the DC president, or in fact the racial abuse on the reshoots, some sort of DC news has come out shortly after, which has led us to assume that this is Walter Hamada or Warner Brothers' way of silencing Ray Fisher. Let me know what you think about this Ray Fisher versus Walter Hamada news in the comments below. The next piece of news is that Man of Steel writer David Goyer has said that Man of Steel 2 could still happen. However, he did admit that he doesn't know more than the average fan, as he isn't involved with DC films anymore. So, even though he's not involved, having someone with that much knowledge on this topic could be promising for a Man of Steel 2. The final piece of news is that the Justice League motion comic is back. Yes, you heard that right, but the Lightcast are not involved. Paolo Stefano has confirmed that he is creating a totally new project called Justice League 2 Fall of the Gods. He stated that this is a new story and a new team, and tells the story after the events already seen in the Snyder Cut. However, they are not using the old storyboards, as they do not coincide with the DCEU's journey so far. I would argue that there isn't a DCEU anymore, so they could just create a new story set after the Snyder Cut. But anyway, on with the news. He also adds that they will use the original ending for the Snyder Cut, which was supposed to be John Stewart's Green Lantern talking to Bruce Wayne, and not Martian Manhunter, but adding that Martian Manhunter will still be an important character to the story. Not only this, but the construction of the Hall of Justice in the rubble of Wayne Manor will be a part of the Snyder Cut. That piece of news would have been its own episode, however there isn't enough information given at the moment. Hopefully this motion comic can last more than 2 weeks, and I wish them the very best, and I hope this project will be entertaining. So make sure to not only let me know what you think about all these pieces of news, but also if you like this format of news presentation. I thought it would be much easier for you all to watch one video that goes through all the weekly news instead of separate videos released throughout the week. If a certain piece of news is really big, or there is a lot of information for one topic, then I will create a separate video. But for the news like in today's episode, I think this approach is the most appropriate. But that is all for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss a video. I hope to see you here again soon. So until then, have a great day. Bye.